Welcome back to the Hood News Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 22, Week 5 waiver pickups. I got my boys, MFB,
Bah.
BBTB.
Still doing it does what it do.
Yes, sir. That's him. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into the waiver pickups. We're going to start with QBs. At top of the list, this one depends on Anthony Richardson's status next week, but Joe Flacco, man, I mean, he was balling out as soon as Anthony Richardson got injured. If Richardson does not play next week, check his status. Joe Flacco, pick him up. He's only rostered in 1% of leagues.
Honestly, if Joe Flacco played against a fire Pittsburgh defense that's been giving a lot of people to work. If you know what I'm saying, so Joe Flacco can do damage if he's the starting quarterback. So Joe Flacco,
hey man, Joe Flacco, the savior to all the Pittman owners, baby. The last episode you heard us talk about this, but he coming to save the fantasy day once again.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, pay attention to Anthony Richardson's status. If he's out next week, for sure you can plug him in straight up. So pick him up in hopes that, Anthony Richardson, they set him out. Next week on the list, Andy Dalton, which we mentioned last week, but we're bringing it up again. He's only rostered in 14% of leagues. He's still doing his thing out there. Didn't do anything crazy this week. I can't remember what his stat line was. He wasn't in the studs list or anything, but
he did like a little bit better than his projection on Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy,
okay.
But
15.7 fantasy points. I mean, he threw it. He threw an interception. But he threw 2 touchdowns, 220 yards.
Yep.
Plays Chicago next week. Risky.
Tough to trust. A little tough to
That is
trust.
Tough, yeah. But only rostered in 14% of leagues, and I mean he's been doing his thing. So I mean, in deeper leagues, you might need him, especially with bye weeks coming up next week. We got 4 teams on bye. Next, we got Justin Fields, rostered in only 31% of leagues. He was the top QB performer this week. So go pick up Justin Fields if he's still available in your leagues.
We mentioned it last week to pick him up.
We did.
I had him as a sleeper on my sleeper list in Discord. If you ain't in the Discord, hit the link. Join up.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, look, even if I don't think they put Russell Wilson back in that offense, I really don't. I think Justin Fields stays the starter unless he does something crazy or he gets injured or something. I think they keep him in there. And he's been, the rushing upside that he has just makes him so much more valuable. You don't necessarily need to start him per se, but pick him up, have him on your roster. Someone else might need him. His value's there.
No,
I definitely feel that he's a great QB to have, at least on your bench.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they're playing a primetime game next week against Dallas, and Dallas defense obviously somewhat solid. Obviously has him in the best, but if Dallas starts locking him up, Justin Fields is gonna scramble. So high upside right there.
Get out.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the wide receivers. We got the top of the list, Dontavian Wicks, man. 14% of leagues is rostered. He was one of the studs this week. With Jordan Love back, you got to kind of temper expectations for these receivers in Green Bay, just because you never know if Jordan Love just decides to choose, if he decides to go with Romeo Doubs and, Jaden Reed, and then just ignores Dontavian Wicks one week. Because I think week 1, he only had, 1 target or something like that. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But he boomed last game, so he's definitely worth a pickup.
Yeah, this player, I don't know. He's kind of like the boomer, like literally the boomer bust. Like if you need some guy to go crazy, if you potentially go crazy, cool. I don't know if he is gonna go like mid. You know what I'm saying? Just because like week 1 he had 0 fantasy points, week 3 0 fantasy points. He had Malik Willis as quarterback week 2.
That was Malik Willis, yeah.
But week 1 was also with Jordan Love. So I think he just probably had a crazy week. But if you need some guy in the flex, they play the Rams next week. Rams give up a lot, so
you don't have to necessarily flex him. You might have better options. Just go pick him up. I'm sure he's better option than some of the guys on your bench. So you if you can pick him up and you can drop someone, I would pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the list, the rookie Xavier Legette. He's rostered only 14% of leagues. He was in our list for studs, was he?
No.
No, but he did perform pretty
But he
well
did solid.
this
Yeah,
week. Yeah. Xavier Legette only rostered in 14% of leagues. As long as Andy Dalton's throwing the ball, he's gonna produce. So, or he has potential to, especially with Adam Thielen on IR from last week. So this week we kind of expected that. We expected Legette to be the primary benefactor of no Adam Thielen, and he was. Did his thing, did well. Like I said, only rostered in 14% of leagues. You should take a shot on this rookie. I would definitely take a shot on him and put him on my bench. Just stash him.
Just quick note, like we mentioned with Dalton, they play Chicago next week, right? So
yeah, just stash him on the bench. Yeah,
keep it in mind. But
stash him on your bench
piece for you.
No,
yeah. Get him on your team. Trade him to someone that might need a wide receiver next week. Like I said, there's 4 teams on bye next week. People will need backup players to play. So think about that when you're picking these guys up. Next we have Josh Downs, who he's dependent on if Joe Flacco is the QB or not.
Easily.
If Joe Flacco is not the QB, Josh Downs might not be the play. But we don't know. Anthony Richardson gets injured anytime he gets injured or he's not playing. Joe Flacco will sling it and he will get it to him. And so he will produce. So definitely a good bench piece. We're not saying keep him on your roster the rest of the year, but he's someone you can take a shot on. Only rostered in 20% of leagues.
Honestly, if Flacco starts, I feel like Downs could be a great flex play if you need a flex.
100%.
9 targets, 8 receptions, like doing his thing, man.
Yeah. And then we got
Downs is a very talented receiver. I liked him a lot. Quick mention, I put Downs and Legette on my sleeper list. So once again, stay tuned for week 5 deep sleepers. I'll put out another list.
Yeah, in the Discord, guys, we always mention the Discord because it's the easiest way to get information right away. We talk about what we do on this podcast and everything we talk about. We'll discuss players that we saw do well and things like that. You might have questions about players in your league. I had my barber ask me about, who should I pick up? Bro, Deontay Johnson was on the waivers. I was like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, go pick
that's
him
crazy.
up. I swear, I picked him up. I told him start him this week. He didn't start him. He went off. I told him. I hope he's listening. Shout out Vic if you're listening. Wan'Dale Robinson next on the list, rostered in 26% of leagues. So with last week the Thursday night matchup, Wan'Dale Robinson's got a lot of targets. And so
he got 14.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he did something with
working in the slot, man.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like the reason why he put in work is because I think the Giants played him really, really well. I don't think it's because he's that good of a receiver. I think the Giants played him really well because the Cowboys, their zone defense isn't really the best. So, and they have a player at the slot that can really get inside those little cushion. And I feel like that's why Wan'Dale Robinson played great. So I don't know if I'm flexing him, put him on the bench for sure, but I don't know if he's keeping up that performance. So yeah.
If he's worth picking up in your league, you might not be worth it in your leagues. So some of these guys, if you have a stacked team, you don't need these guys. Ignore them. I mean, if they can replace them on your bench, then go for it. And ask, like we mentioned, go in the Discord, ask us, hey, who do we pick up? Should I pick up this guy for that guy? Like, who should I drop for my team? And sometimes you don't need to drop anyone. You just keep your team the way it is. You don't need to pick up any of these guys. But I think Wan'Dale's production may be that, hey, look, with Malik Neighbors being, the focus of the offense getting covered, they try to get the ball to someone else. And Wan'Dale Robinson is the one that's stepping up. So he may have more games like this going forward. So, I think of these 4 players, which of these do you flex confidently next week if you were to pick them up?
It would honestly have to be Josh Downs if Flacco plays.
Okay.
Confidently.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Downs if Flacco plays, or if not that, then Legette, because Thielen's still out.
Yeah.
Thielen's still out, for the next
actually next
3
week
weeks.
Confident, I don't know, but I still
Chicago,
might take a shot if I needed it. Yeah, against Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Couple bye weeks next week, so like we mentioned before. That's it for the wide receiver pickups. Let's move on. And by the way, guys, for those listening, get in the Discord, ask us, in your leagues, there might be other players that are on the waivers for some reason. So let us know. Hey, should I pick up this guy or not? We'll let you know. RBs, Antonio Gibson, rostered in 17% of leagues. He had a nice, I think it's like a 50 or 60 yard catch and run.
Yeah, it was it was shitty time catch.
Time.
I shot it, or I literally saw it. It was Patriots players. Don't touch him.
I put him in there. Yeah. I put him in there for deeper leagues. He's rostered in 17% of leagues. I mean, like I mentioned in the studs and duds, Ramondre with a fumble each game, and if the coaches say, you know what, dude, you're going to the back of the list for like the depth chart until you can stop fumbling. Like, we're not going to give you as many carries unless you stop fumbling the ball. Who knows? They might do that. So Antonio Gibson in deeper leagues where there's not a lot of RBs available may be worth a stash if he's not taken in your leagues. Kareem Hunt. You guys have anything else on Antonio Gibson? That was kind of just the basic.
No.
All right.
Nah.
Kareem Hunt, pick him up. Carson Steele fumbled. Samaje Perine sucks. He looks like Santa Claus, but just a dark beard. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
Just like an old dad just running, bro. Like, he does not look
looks
good.
Like someone's uncle out there.
Yeah, bro.
His picture just doesn't do him justice. Maybe, I don't know. He looks. Look, I'm not gonna hate on the guy, but like, anyways, he's like the third down change of pace back.
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt is probably going to be the starter going forward until Pacheco gets back. So get Kareem Hunt. He's rostered in 35% of leagues. If he's on your waivers, pick him up. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the starting RB going forward after what we saw in this game.
One thing to note in that game is he was on the drive and then he got subbed out for Perine to get the rush into the goal, into the end zone. I thought that was a little weird.
Perine might be the goal line guy, but if Kareem Hunt can break off a couple tackles and get into the end zone, I mean, if he can break a tackle and make his way into like open field, he could.
I'm just saying that was somebody's decision, whether it was Reed or the OC, but
they probably trust Perine. Yeah, I still think he's worth a stash, especially in deeper leagues. I mean, in some leagues, you might not
a fire ad. You definitely want a good KC running back who's getting the carries.
Yeah. Right. Justice Hill, that's the backup in the Ravens, right behind Derrick Henry. Only rostered in 14% of leagues. Had a great game. Most of it was because they were just dominating the Bills, but we just saw like they use Justice Hill, and in games where they're taking over, they might use him more. And if anything happens, Derrick Henry, he's going to be huge value. I would stash him, especially if you're a Derrick Henry owner. If you don't have him, go get him. Make sure you have him on your roster. It's not good if you lose Derrick Henry and then Justice Hill's on the waiver and you have to go put in a bid, or you have to put in like a waiver claim, and then if you don't get him, you're going to be upset. Make sure you have Justice Hill. Even if you don't have Derrick Henry, I would pick him up. His value is immense. Next, we got Rico Dowdle, who's rostered in 48% of leagues, so probably not on your waivers, but I'm putting him out there because he basically has taken over that backfield. Zeke sucks, and the Cowboys know it. I'm not going to lie, I will call myself out. I did put Zeke as a sleeper, but it looks like
I was going to say, so one of y'all liked Zeke. I forgot who it was.
That's all chemo, bro. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, you might agree on that one. I wouldn't. You got to chill, bro. Chill. Own up to your mistake. I own up to it. I'll say it. I put him as a sleeper.
He did have a decent brother.
He had a touchdown game one. I was like, cool. Like, he's doing his thing. But I guess they're just leaning more on the younger Rico Dowdle. Zeke, they use him in some third down situations, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe some goal line work, but Rico Dowdle's their guy, it looks like.
But honestly, if you are like a top like 1 through 4 waiver pickup, like, or whatever, like fab, I'd either put some money on that guy or use my 1, 2, or 3, 4 on Rico Dowdle. He looks good going forward, and that offense was moving, so he could be your flex from here point on,
If he takes over like completely in that backfield, he's an RB1, like on an offense that's moving. They're firing on all cylinders with CeeDee Lamb there and Ferguson. Dak be slanging it, so he could have a lot of value.
Yeah.
So, anyways, like with Rico, he may be worth a pickup. And honestly, if you're holding on to your number one waiver claim, like this might be a guy to pick up. there's another guy in this list we'll talk about as well that if you have the number 1 pick, use it and get him if he's available in your league on the waivers. Next, we have Tank Bigsby. We had ETN go down with an injury. Do you guys have the report on that, on ETN? What happened to him?
I read it was a shoulder, but he came back in the game.
He did.
Okay. He did?
But
okay.
I think like they still like kind of split the workload, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So it seems like Tank is getting more trust in the offense.
Right.
I wouldn't panic crazy if you're an ETN owner, but irregardless, Tank should still probably be a bench stash somewhere on somebody's bench.
100%. Yeah. Honestly, Tank Bigsby, ETN, I think this is his second or third time getting hurt in a game. So Tank Bigsby, like, he could do some damage if ETN goes out, So good stash right there.
More, on the stats, he's more efficient. 7 rush attempts for 90 yards for Tank Bigsby, and then only 11 rush attempts for 50 yards on the ground for ETN. So yeah, Bigsby's more of a stash. So if you're in a 12-man and you're 6 and up on the waivers, maybe not use your waiver claim on Tank Bigsby. If you're lower than 6 and you want to stash him, then go ahead and use your waiver claim. He's only rostered in 11% of leagues. So next on the list, this one is maybe more of a shot in the dark, really deep leagues, and
it's a reach.
Jeremy McNichols, it's a reach. Jeremy McNichols, he's rostered in 0% of leagues. I'm putting him in this list only because he did this with Austin Eckler out. If Austin Eckler comes back, he slots right back into that second role, or the second RB on the depth chart, and he's going to split with Ryan Robinson. This guy's going to become literally non-existent in the offense. So if Eckler's out, you can maybe in deeper leagues play him because they do switch up the RBs. It doesn't all go through Brian Robinson.
Yeah, it's a very deep desperation flex next week, even if Eckler's out, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick him up for sure.
Don't add this guy.
I need him so bad. I'm down bad in the 14-man.
I mean, Jeremy McNichols probably looked good because he played like the weak ass Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, I'm so sorry. So
bro,
I'm saying,
I'm not a Cardinals fan, bro. I don't like the Cardinals, bro. They suck, man. I don't like the Cardinals, man. Bro, terrible team. Last but not least, we're gonna go over this one in case he's available somehow in your league. Chase Brown, available in 61% of leagues. A lot of people dropped him last week after he just wasn't doing anything, and Zach Moss was getting all the work. People were just cut him. Like people just got too quick with it. Drop him to the waivers. He didn't do much the week before. He didn't 7 rush attempts, but 2 touchdowns on the ground this week. So if he's available and you have the number 1 waiver pick him up. Like I would use my waiver pickup for Chase Brown.
Yeah,
my number 1 pick.
Like that.
That's it for RBs. We're gonna move into tight ends, the best position in fantasy football. So fun, dude. We can't look, guys. Those of you listening, we can't tell you to start any of these guys with confidence. Okay, so we're just gonna throw names out there, and you can do what you want. We have no say in tight ends anymore. We're done.
Yeah,
it's just not working. Nothing's working.
I'll still be adding a couple to the sleeper list.
Yeah, but like, bro, just make a prayer and hope for the best because that's all you can do with these guys. Taysom Hill,
these guys was on my sleeper list and he hit.
Taysom Hill,
keep him going.
Hey, just real quick, where can I see the sleeper list if I'm a new user?
All right,
Discord, baby.
Discord. Yeah, if you guys are not there, bro, Discord, join it.
If you guys didn't hear him, yeah, Discord. Join up. The sleeper list will be there every week. You guys good? Can I talk? Taysom Hill, rostered in 39% of leagues. He got 2 touchdowns. He's questionable. He got injured in that game. Sammy, BBTB, why don't you go ahead and give us the breakdown since you're the Saints fan here.
Look, if Taysom Hill's healthy, that's a Swiss Army knife. But honestly, I think Taysom Hill only on Yahoo is a tight end. I don't know if he's on ESPN, and I don't know if he's on other. Yeah.
And Yahoo needs a QB tight end.
QB tight end. Yeah. So I'm not too sure, but if you have him
banged up, bro.
No, yeah. He got banged up pretty badly. He had an injury last week or 2 weeks ago. Missed the week before.
Bruised lung.
Yeah.
That
This fool's
sounds
getting
painful,
shot
bro.
mid-game.
Brother.
What's happening?
No. And then it says in this game he suffered an injury to ribs on his other side.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
coach,
Boy,
Yes.
both of his lungs might be bruised.
look, bro, the coach just loves to abuse that homie, and I don't know why. As a Saints fan, I get really irritated. Like, I love it when he's in the game, but he plays too much, man. He's on everything, dude. But if he's somehow healthy, he looks solid, dude.
In my opinion, he's taking some of the pressure that Kamara's getting. Kamara's getting destroyed when he runs into the end zone every time. Like he's getting smacked up. So like they're probably just trying to take some of that pressure off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamal Williams sucks. So they're just like, yeah, here you go, Taysom Hill. Like you do it. If he's available and he's healthy, I'm not going to tell you to start him, but pick up Taysom Hill. Next we have Tucker Kraft, only rostered in 4% of leagues. Hey, with
Jordan Love.
What's his name? Jordan Love back. Yeah, I mean, you can he might produce again. Who knows? With tight ends, man. 1 week they're a stud, next week they're a dud. It's just back and forth, man. No one's consistently on that stud list. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have anything on Tucker Kraft, or just move on?
No, he's tight end.
Yeah,
play him.
Nah, he was on my sleeper list for the week. I'll let you know if he's solid in the following weeks or not.
Yeah.
Listen, tune in. Yeah. The last one we have on this list is a straight random, Drew Olegtree. Just listen, tight end for the Colts.
Okay.
It's Ogletree, by the way.
Ogletree. Oh, Ogletree. Oh, I like Olegtree. That sounds better. Either way, he's tight end for the Colts. I think he had 8 fantasy points this week, which is serviceable. Definitely.
He had 1 catch, right?
That's all he needed.
Yeah, I don't know about
that, brother.
But I'm
don't
saying,
play
like,
that homie, bro.
I don't know if I'm picking up a guy with 1 catch.
Look, bro, there's some we don't know with the tight ends, and that was with Flacco. So Flacco threw him the ball. I'm saying with Flacco in there, you might be able to. That's
crazy.
And look, you guys saw this list before we started this episode, so stop laughing. You guys need to stop laughing and start focusing.
I thought
you guys waited.
That line, bro.
You guys waited till it started.
I thought he did something crazy.
We got listeners. All right, cool. All right, bro, for sure.
Hey, brother, he had
I mentioned it.
I played in the NFL. You heard me, right?
No, I didn't hear you.
Targets than the weeks in the NFL so far.
Bro, that's because Anthony Richardson.
He has 3 targets and played 4 games, bro.
Bro, Anthony Richardson's throwing the ball into the stands, bro. What do you expect, bro? They don't even know who to give the target to. So, like with Flacco, I'm saying maybe he's like I said, only rostered in 0% of leagues. No one has him. He's really never.
Yeah,
but you just never know. If he goes off next week, we're gonna be talking about him. Hey, look, it's Olegtree or whatever, Ogletree, whatever his name is, bro.
Hey, you could think of a crazy bet right now, and if he goes off again,
20x easily.
Think of something, bro. Make a money. I'll buy you, I don't know, a burrito or something. I don't know.
I'll take a burrito. Anyways, all right. Let's move on from tight ends, bro. It's enough. Thanks for embarrassing me, guys. Anyways, on to defense. We're just gonna name some defenses that you can play this week. The next week, I mean. Green Bay versus the Rams. The Rams look terrible. Matt Stafford has no weapons. The only weapon is the running back. If they shut down the run, then it's over for them. Chicago, if they're available versus Carolina, any team against Carolina, I mean, with Andy Dalton there, it's gotten different, but Chicago defense has been great. So if they're available, pick them up, play them this week. Also, Vegas against Denver, and then Denver against Vegas. You can play both sides of that. Vegas has been terrible, and I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams is out again because they say he's week to week with the hamstring. Especially if Devontae Adams doesn't play, you can definitely play Denver defense against Vegas. And then last but not least, we have Seattle versus the Giants. The Giants offense, I mean, it was okay last week. They just didn't score a touchdown. It was all kicks. So yeah, you can start the Seattle defense. They've been pretty solid overall. That's it for the defenses. Do you guys have any comments on these guys, on these defenses that you feel good about, any that you don't feel good about? No.
I mean, I feel really good about Denver if you have a chance to pick up Denver.
Yeah, Denver's good. I like Denver a lot, especially with
Denver's
no Devontae Adams.
Pick. I think Seattle could be a solid pick.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree.
So,
yeah. I mean, so look for these guys. These are defenses you pick up. You don't really want to use a waiver claim on these guys. I will be because I'm in a 14-man league and it's competitive. But anyways, I'm down bad. I'm just gonna say it straight up. On to kickers. The kickers, we have just a couple here. Chase McLaughlin from Tampa. They've been moving the ball a lot, so he'll be solid. And then Joshua Carty. I don't even know where he plays. Is that Rams kicker? Or?
Rams kicker.
Why are we talking about the Rams offense? We just said they suck.
Yeah, well, just because like they are able to sometimes to move the ball down the field, but Stafford does not know.
And they play Green Bay next week, and it's a good defense.
Yeah, 100%. But Stafford is obviously. I think he can move the ball a little bit, but that guy has a leg.
I think Kyron Williams can move the ball up the field. They're not going to be throwing it much. They're going to be handing it off to Kyron. If he can get him, once they get to like the 40, 30 yard line, they're going to get probably stopped, and then Carty can just kick it in, put it in.
Like, am I saying Joshua Carty's dropping double digits? Probably not, but he might get you like 7-8 points.
And we're just naming some guys that you could take shots. If you don't know who to start. Your kicker got you 1 point or 2 points or 0 points this week. Then these are guys that we're saying, you can take a shot on them, and we're explaining why they might be good. I like Joshua Carty actually. Now that you think about it out loud.
Yes, sir.
That's about it for the kickers. Do you guys want to go over anything else? Kickers, defenses. You guys want to make fun of Ogletree again one more time?
Ogletree, brother.
Ogletree. Sorry, Ogletree, bro.
Get it right, brother.
Ogletree, Shrek. Anyways, that'll do it for the waivers, week 5 waiver episodes. Join the Discord, guys. I know we said it a million times only, but honestly, it's for your guys' own good. Just join the Discord and just be in there. Just chop it up. Ask us questions. We'll tell you our thoughts. I mean, we can go back and forth. You say, no, I don't like your take. Okay, cool. We'll explain why, and we'll explain why we like our take, and you explain your take, and we might even agree with you. Might be like, hey, you know what? You have a point. And, but talk to us, bro. We're friendly. BBTB will give you the most ridiculous takes on earth. So,
but they sometimes work, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. We're going to have to start going over our takes and which ones hit, which ones didn't. That might be a segment one of these weeks.
I'm down.
I will be updating the sleeper list with what hit, what boomed, what missed. I'll post an update soon.
Solid.
There you go. Yeah. So we'll see our percentage accuracy of sleepers. That'll do it for this episode, guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Nope. Peace.